I'm pleased now to introduce SVA's President, Mr. David Rhodes.
A concession to myopia and old age. Members of the board, honored guests, faculty, administration, parents, and most of all, graduates. I'd like to welcome you to these formal commencement exercises held in honor of the classes of 2020 and 2021. You came to SVA from 24 states, Puerto Rico, and 31 countries. Thank you for being here. It is good to see you in person, however belatedly. And for those following the live stream, thank you for joining us. Now that you've been out in the world for a year or two, I'd like to begin by thinking again about the purpose of your education at SVA in light of your experience. When asked what the purpose of art was, Milton Glaser responded that it was to inform and delight, referencing the Roman poet Horace, who first propounded this formulation. This starting point leaves us with two immediate questions. What should the artist inform the audience about? And how should the artist delight the audience? For Horace, inform meant to instruct in some practical matter, and delight meant to evoke pleasure in the audience. Art then was a pleasurable way to instruct the audience. Art was essentially didactic, but without all of the encumbrances of philosophical argument. Art instructed by indirection. The ability of art to instruct, to convince by means other than rational argument, was the chief reason that in the Republic, Plato thought that the arts had not only to be censured when necessary, but harnessed by the philosopher kings, the original ruling class, to underpin and support the state. Art had to be turned into what we now call propaganda, to ensure the tranquility and proper functioning of the state. Plato was keenly aware of the power of the arts to change and even subvert the narrative, the stories and the myths that the rulers used to control the ruled. In the beginning, then, artists were either propagandists or exiled subversives. But Plato's ideal republic has little resemblance to what might be called the modern state, and thus the position and function of the artist in the modern state is changed as well. There is considerable space for the artist to act in a way that is neither propagandistic nor subversive, but rather constructive. But to what end is the artist to be constructive? Does art have the power to overcome the divisions within and among societies that inevitably occur when rational argument ends in irreconcilable oppositions, the kind of bipolarities to which we have all become inured? Reasoning alone is not powerful enough to bridge otherness, nor does it persuade us to overcome differences, to treat other people and their inevitable differences with appropriate respect and deference, or to overcome the passions. I believe there is reason to hope that the arts can bridge these divisions. This hope resides in the arts' ability to engender empathy and compassion. In fact, there is little else that bridges the divide of otherness than the arts. In this, the arts are uniquely powerful, which is why those who profit from division consistently try to control or diminish the arts. Darren Walker, the president of the Ford Foundation, has remarked that without empathy, there is no justice. If that is true, the creation of art that you've all committed yourselves to is a deeply ethical undertaking. And because it is deeply ethical, the practice of making things needs to be approached with the seriousness and sincerity that befits an ethical enterprise. What I'm suggesting is that through your practice, each of you is engaged in persuading others. I'm not suggesting that any single work will change the world. Rather, I'm suggesting that work by work, mind by mind, incrementally, expanding empathy and compassion, you can all make a difference. You can all help to make this world kinder, gentler, more understanding, and more tolerant. You have enviable gifts, talents, and powers. I trust you all will want to employ them ethically. So after the well-deserved post-commencement celebration, please remember that you are engaged in practice that is not only truth-directed, but ameliorative. If the arts do not heal our divisions, it is not clear what will. Let me close by offering you my congratulations on your graduation and the work that it took to make that achievement a reality, and with 3 suggestions. Whenever you can, help one another. Always be kind to one another. And finally, be kind to yourself. Congratulations again. Thank you.